Good day, everybody. Some crazy times upon us right now, aren't they? But we're going to have some fun here, and we're going to learn a little bit about Albino Zulu, the comic book, and the production of that comic book. Let me grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the intro, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Start out today by saying happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Cheers to you all. No, it's not Jameson, but it's coffee, but cheers anyway. I want to have a little bit of fun today. I want to tell you about what I've been creating and putting into production now, Albino Zulu. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how I put it together, a little bit about the story origins and the character origins and how crazy a ride it's going to be. I am looking forward to sharing Albino Zulu with you because I think he's going to be a blast. I think a lot of people are going to have fun with the character and the storyline. So let's get started. Let's start out talking about the storyline of Albino Zulu. Albino Zulu is basically an orphan that's found by a Zulu chieftain and raised as his son. And he is taught the warrior ways of the Zulu, and eventually his origins are revealed to him, but during that time he becomes a special agent with very extraordinary powers, and the governments of the world call on him when they're in dire straits. It's very apropos for today's world. It'd be nice just to be able to do that, wouldn't it? But in any case, the storyline I think is going to be a lot of fun in that regard, because I think that we all sometimes don't fit in, and we have a tribe that we resonate with, much like Albino Zulu did with the Zulu tribe. He didn't fit in either, but it's been the best thing that could have ever happened to him. So, and I think that we all kind of feel a little bit of misfit sometimes, and I think that resonates with a lot of people. So, Albino Zulu is going to have quite a few adventures over the course of this series, but I wanted to do it in a smaller format, which I'll show you in a second. A little bit more about the production end of it. The smaller scale will save money. It'll be easier to print, easier to scale, easier to scan, and easier to draw. And all of these things will make the production quality I think a little bit better, but also a little bit faster. So, but we'll get started on that in a second. So, one of the things about the book is that the cover is going to be the only thing that is production quality watercolored. I didn't want to have an interior color on there. I wanted it black and white. A couple of different reasons why, but on the cover itself, though, you'll notice that there's no lettering or anything else yet, and I do that digitally. I'm also going to be putting in a authorship section. Tells a little bit of bio about me. And then I'm also going to have a small area down here for sketching. So when people buy them, I'll offer a free sketch as well when I sign the book. That should be kind of a neat thing, I think. I've been wanting to do that for a while. This size paper, it's 8.5 by 11 cardstock. The reason why I did that is because it can take watercolor very well, ink very well. It's easy to work with. I can fold it, turn it into a booklet format if I want. And it's very cost effective. Once this book is folded, it'll basically be about the size of one of these. It still gives you a good comic book size, I think. Almost manga size book. On the sketches in that, in the black and white, I usually use a 1/2-inch frame around each page. The reason why these are blocked is they have a progression on the numbers. This page is 4 and then this is 11, but once it's in folded format, it'll actually be book format so that you can flip through the pages. So it's a little bit confusing, it can be, but setting up everything is half the battle, but it really comes together once it's all said and done. But a lot of this I use about a 1/2-inch over framework, almost a bleed. So, and then I put my borders accordingly, and then I work with it that way. It's up to you though. You can do all different kinds of setups with it. Your printer will give you an idea of that too. One of the great things about doing it this way too is that I can scan everything in and then digitally apply all my lettering, and that's pretty much what I've been doing anyway. I did that with Retrieve, but with this type of self-publishing, I have an option that I can take it anywhere, and I have full control over printing, which I didn't have elsewhere with other books. So I have more control of it, and I definitely suggest that you look into doing that as well, because I think you're going to be a lot happier with the end result. And you can shop around for printers that will do this for you, the way that you want it done. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm also going to be doing the interiors. If you've noticed, they're going to be black and white. I'm going to do this for a couple different reasons, and I think it's really cool black and white. I think that the covers being color, like we talked about in the watercolor format that I do, is great, but I think that the interiors being black and white are really going to offer a few different things. One thing is that I've noticed that there are a lot of kids that come to the Comic-Cons that they're not necessarily, they're interested in the story, but they also want to color and they want to do things, and this might end up being an avenue for them. Very interactive way of selling different comics and building a client base when they can color, Albino Zulu and then send it to you and say, hey, what do you think about this idea? Very cool way to interact with your client base. And it's not for everybody. Like I said, you might not want to do that with your comic book, but with this type of character, I think it'd be great. I want to thank you for watching today. I want to, in the next few weeks, talk further about Albino Zulu and the production and the printing of it, and the whole journey of self-publishing a book. I think it's going to be very exciting. I hope that you can learn from it, and yeah, I think it's great. So much success in 2020. Good health to you all. I can't say that enough. I hope that everybody's healthy. I appreciate you stopping in. If this was worth your time, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, please. And no envy, no fear. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.